This is Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Al Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome back to Future Talk right here on Pulse 95. It is the weekend, and we are celebrating with lots and lots of tech news that we're going to be discussing right here in the UAE and around the world, only on Future Talk.
Yes, indeed. It's a happy Thursday. I'm very excited. It's been a long week. I'm very excited for the weekend. But we have a special shout out today, don't we, Omnia?
Yes, indeed. It is the birthday of one of the youngest Future Talk listeners.
Yes, indeed. Lamar Rayal, she is turning 11 years old, so we want to give her a very big happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Lamar.
birthday, 11 years old. Inshallah, we're going to see you up to 100.
Yes, indeed. I hope this day is just as happy as it is for all of us, since it is Thursday, and we wish you the very best in your school. And I hope is she doing online learning, or is she
I believe so, yeah, online learning.
Yeah. So I hope she's having a fantastic day today, even though she might be away from her friends.
Yes, indeed. But let's jump back right into the tech news.
Yes, indeed. Lots and lots is happening as Amazon makes headlines because they have announced that they are allowing their employees to work from home until June of 2021. Does this mean COVID is going to be up in our lives up until then?
Yes, indeed. And you have to be careful when you're ordering a new iPhone 12 because, ladies and gentlemen, it could just be a scam.
Lots and lots of scammers have been using the latest launch event, the iPhone 12 launch event, to actually trick people into hacking their devices. But coming up on Future Talk as well, WhatsApp is making headlines because there are speculations that it's going to be bringing voice and video calls to its desktop web app.
Yes, and a couple of weeks ago, we saw a lot of people become anime. For those who don't know what anime is, it is a Japanese kind of like cartoon. It's called, they call it anime. And Snapchat filters were booming. Everyone started to become anime characters. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a huge hit, so I think we're going to see more of it.
Yes, indeed. It's been a huge hit, and if you want to try it out yourself, you can go ahead and head onto our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. We actually linked the Snapchat filter there, so you can try it out with your friends and loved ones. But let's talk a little bit about how we can budget this weekend, because with every weekend, there comes spending, there comes shopping. But Google is working on a feature on its Android devices so that you can always keep track of your spending and you never overspend.
Soon enough, our smartphones will be our planners, our budget, our financial advisors. A lot in store today right here on Pulse 95. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to tell you everything that's happening right here in the tech world.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Welcome back to Pulse 95. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing Amazon to let employees work from home until June 2021. Now, we've seen a lot of big tech companies kind of go back and say, listen, you don't need to work at the workplace, even though there's a pandemic going on. You don't have to work at the workplace. You can work from home and get everything done just at home. And Amazon, we know Amazon, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bezos, they do a lot of big things. But Amazon.com did say, and they did tell employees whose work can be done from home, that they can do so until June, and extending the timeline on return to the office due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Now, this trend was actually, it started out with Twitter. They were the first tech company to allow its employees to work remotely indefinitely. So there is no timeline on when they should return back to the office. But now Amazon is following this trend, just like many other companies, and it's allowing its employees to work from home up until June of 2021. Now, employees who work in a role that can be done from home can go ahead and follow these rules. But if you do have to work from the office, if your career and if your job needs certain gadgets at the office, you might have to return a little bit earlier. Now, this development does come less than 3 weeks after the world's largest online retailer said that more than 19,000 of its frontline workers actually contracted coronavirus this year. And especially Amazon workers, they definitely have been contracting COVID-19, and they've been posing a lot of risks on even the deliveries that they're giving to customers.
And there was actually a lot of controversy over keeping warehouses open during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, in the beginning of the pandemic, when it first started, Omni and I talked about how Elon Musk's Tesla, they were having a lot of problems and a lot of regulations in Texas, California, and Elon Musk even threatened to move his factory, his warehouse factory, all the way to Texas, I believe, because there wasn't any restrictions during the pandemic. So we're seeing that now Amazon is saying that, listen, you don't need to come to your office. You can do everything from home. And we're seeing a lot of big tech companies do this. Twitter Facebook, I believe Instagram as well has implemented that. So it does seem, and it's not only Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, not only these social media apps, we're seeing a lot of big companies in general, companies that generate billions of dollars, saying, listen, we can get everything done at home. You don't need to come to the work office. You can do everything at home, but some things do need to come to work. For example, let's say you're an engineer and you need a certain software on your computer. At that type of times, you do need to come to the office.
But then it would also be a minimized risk since many people are not in the office. So it's only the few minority who need to actually conduct their work in the workplace itself. Now, what's interesting about this new trend that has been happening with many companies is it's opened the doors for many workers, even remote workers who may not, or employees who may not be living in the UAE. If they want to actually try and get a chance of working right here in the UAE, they can. So it's actually opened the door for many talents worldwide to be able to give their talents right here in the UAE. Now, a lot of funds have been given for different employees who plan to work from home, and we've seen that with many companies actually giving about $1,000, I think, worth of funding for anyone who wants to work from home.
Supplies.
Yeah, they can go ahead and create their mini office in their very own home. But for those who are planning to work in the office, Amazon is also going to be providing sanitizers, face masks, deep cleaning, temperature checks to any employee in there to make sure that they are also maintaining their safety. Other tech giants, Microsoft, Facebook, as you've mentioned, Hani, have also planned to work from home up until July of next year. But Google went ahead and extended the remote working period for employees up until June. So tech companies in general are definitely going to be working from home.
Yes, and I personally, Omni and I didn't like working from home. We hated working from home. We were so excited to get back into the studio. Let us know your guys' thoughts, though. 4215 or on our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. Let us know. Did you guys like working from home, or do you guys like going back to the office? But let's talk about, ladies and gentlemen, scams.
Yes, indeed. Now, this is bad news for all those who are excited to purchase the iPhone 12 because security experts are warning that Apple fans will have to be on the lookout for any weird emails coming from the company Apple. Analysts at Kaspersky have actually uncovered about 100 suspicious domains around the world mentioning Apple as a company because hackers have definitely been looking to target all customers who are interested in purchasing the iPhone 12 and wooing them into clicking certain links for them to be able to get a discount on the product or even to be able to get the product before it is rolled out.
Yes, now many of these malicious sites actually do tell users to enter the Apple ID and password to get access to information or fake pre-orders from these sites. Now, Omni, I told you, I think it was last week, my friend actually got that email.
Yeah.
And he thought it was real.
It was Apple.
He entered his Apple ID, his password, and he was about to put his credit card information for that pre-order, but he stopped. He said, listen, it's too good to be true. First of all, they slashed the price on it.
Yeah.
And number two, since when does Apple want your credit card details during a pre-order, even though the pre-orders weren't open until November?
Talk about radio. It's Pulse 95.
To know all about that.
Yes, indeed. Now, not all of the fake sites actually concern the latest iPhone devices because Kaspersky also found that a lot of those emails actually offer to help find lost phones. And this is really, really hard and really difficult because if you have lost your phone and you are, reaching out to Apple trying to restore your iPhone details on another phone, this is basically using a very delicate situation and making use out of it. So there's a number of accounts that have been actually mimicking Apple support services where users are again asked to enter their Apple ID and password. And if anyone has used Apple chat support, you would know that they do ask for a lot of details like your serial number, but never would they ask for your Apple ID. So we're living in a world where your Apple ID and your Apple password is basically like giving out your credit card credentials.
Because, Omnia, we have a lot of things connected to our Apple ID. A lot of people use Apple Pay.
Apple Pay, everything
a lot of people
interconnected.
have iCloud and they have their photos synchronized on. So they're getting access to your Apple Pay, or they're getting access to your photos. They're getting access to a lot of things. And a lot of people actually, they log into their social media with their Apple ID password and it's connected to their email. So the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, do not give your Apple ID to any website. And in general, no one should know your Apple
will
ID.
never ask for it.
They will never ask it.
No.
In general, no one should know your Apple ID. Not me, Omnia. No one should know it because it's kind of like your secret
It's
email.
like your credit card, your credit card PIN code. You'd never give it. Your
Exactly.
credit card details. You'd never give them out to anyone.
Because people can hack, they can recover your account. We've seen a lot and we've heard a lot. So always be safe. We're going to be taking a short break, but when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to tell you what's happening.
Pulse 95.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
If you're a big fan of anime, my advice to you, get your Snapchat ready because we're talking about an anime lens, a new filter that has been allowing all anime fans to get to experience what it feels like to look like an anime. Because Snapchat new anime lens has definitely been a huge hit when it's only been launched for a week. It has gained about 3 billion users. Yes, you heard it right. There's about 3 billion users who have tried out the anime filter. And if you want to try it out, you can go ahead, head on to our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio because we actually linked the filter in our story so you can easily check it out.
Now, the filter, which does morph its subjects into an anime character, is just the latest in the line of fun with AR lenses. Now, with the AR lenses, Omnia, I've used it a lot, and you and I play with it a lot. It's super fun. It's super funny to send to your friends.
They give me the biggest, I laugh so hard at all the filters that they have, and I definitely don't use the pretty filters. I'm more about the whole make your face fatter, make your lips stand out, eyes boggle.
You know, Omnia, I think Snapchat's greatest success and why are they so successful is because of their filters.
Yes.
Now, I do believe that Snapchat was the first of its kind.
It was before Instagram, so Instagram copied
everything.
it. Yeah.
Instagram copied
They
stories.
copied the stories.
They copied everything. And I do believe that the success of Snapchat does come solely from the AR filters that they have. And it's fun. I have so much fun with it. You have some...
During lockdown?
Have you ever did it to your parents?
Yeah, oh my God. When my parents, my mom especially, when she found out about filters, we could not finish a normal conversation without cracking up on laughter.
It's funny. You try out all the filters and then you'll... and especially parents, they're not that tech savvy.
No.
So when you show them that they have a line behind them and it looks super, super, super clear, they go crazy. Like, wow, technology.
What? Is this the world we're living in?
Yeah, so, I mean, we did see a very exponential growth in usage during the anime filter. And I was using it. Michaela Atiyah of Afternoon Karak was using it. It was fun to use. And have you used it yet?
I have. I've actually tried it out yesterday, and it was pretty funny to look at. It felt like I was basically reliving or living what it was like to watch Conan or any of those old cartoons. Captain Majid, all the cartoons that we grew up watching on Space Tune. All the 90s kids would understand.
Now, Omnia, believe it or not, Snapchat does tend to get a little bit less attention than other social networks, which is news to me because I thought Snapchat was at the top of the food chain. Now, it is among bigger apps though, but Twitter did report having 186 million daily users last quarter, and TikTok did report 100 million, but Snapchat only had 90 million daily users. So in comparison, Snapchat is an old application.
Snapchat did definitely. It dropped on the market whenever Instagram started using stories. I felt like no one actually used Instagram stories anymore. Aisha Al-Mazmi definitely disagrees with us.
I mean, ever since I believe that people started to know how to make money off of Instagram, a lot of influencers and a lot of people who use Snapchat a lot were saying, listen, I'll probably go to Instagram and make more money off of whatever I could do, sponsored ads or whatever.
Yeah.
And in general, I felt that Snapchat kind of, you can say, died when DJ Khaled stopped posting on it. You remember the sun is shining on me?
The good old days.
Yeah,
man. The good old days.
I mean, and by the way, if you didn't know, Snapchat's stock went huge. It went up when DJ Khaled was using it.
When he first went on it.
I mean...
The thing is, I feel like influencers nowadays, they split between two. You're either an Instagram influencer or you're a Snapchat influencer.
Do they even call them Snapchat influencers nowadays?
There are a few, especially in the Arab world. Like, I don't know if you know her, Asia.
Yeah.
She's big on Snapchat. She does a lot of promotions on there too. The platform is used, but just not as widely used because Instagram has the best of both worlds. It has the stories aspect, but it also has the whole news feed. You can post videos and photos and even IGTV on it.
And also, they can track their activity, their insights. They can track them. They can know if they're doing good, if a post was doing good, if their followers like this content or not.
Absolutely.
But I believe that Instagram, I mean, we did kind of derail from Snapchat for a second, but Instagram in general, why it's more successful than Snapchat is because you don't have content only for 24 hours.
Yeah.
If Omnia posts something on her story, she can then do what? Put it in her highlights if she wants to keep it. Thus, more and more people can keep viewing that. Or if I like something on Omnia's story, I can repost it onto my story. So that way, I do feel like Instagram does kind of beat them. But let's tell you guys on how to get the Snapchat anime filter.
Yes, indeed. Now, for all of those of you who are big on I think it's Japanese anime, isn't it?
Yes, anime is Japanese.
And for all those of you who
Get out
are
there sweating in the studio when you said that.
He's very, very intrigued that I don't even know that fact. But I'm not big on anime, but the filter does look very interesting. And it has been hitting social media platforms. Even Instagram or Instagrammers have been actually sharing their trials of this anime filter. It's very easy to use. All you'll need to do is update your Snapchat to the latest version, open up the app, and turn the lens towards you like you are taking a selfie, because it only works on the selfie mode. Click on the smiley face filter button to the right of your screen and go ahead and look at the explore button. Now, I hope you don't derail from looking for the anime filter.
Because you're going to see a lot of nice filters when you're doing that. Yes.
There's a bunch of filters out there, but search for the anime style. So type in anime style on the search bar. Make sure that the filter's creator is Snapchat, because there are many anime face filters, but the one that we're talking about is the one that was created and built in by Snapchat
now
themselves.
in my opinion, Snapchat kind of blows Instagram out of the market when it comes to filters. Snapchat's filters, ladies and gentlemen, is the best filters. I cannot.
The thing
something
is,
why I can't use Instagram, Omnia.
Why?
Is I'm addicted to the Snapchat filters. They are amazing. And
They do look better, but
Instagram's quality is a little bit too good.
that's the thing. I was going to say that.
I don't like that too perfect quality.
There has been especially this past week, it's been like a social media movement on Instagram of influencers coming out and saying filters are just too good to be true, and they're too good that they're making people hate their own facial features. So many influencers are actually coming out with filters that don't change your face. So one of them right here in the UAE, her name is Azan Mughairi. She actually shared a new filter that is called Hib Wajhak. So it's love your face the way you are. It doesn't modify your face. It doesn't give you lashes or change the way your nose looks or give you basically plastic surgery. Virtually.
The only thing why I like using Snapchat filters is because it makes me tanned. That's the only reason why I use them.
I would never use that filter.
Because of the tan, you know?
I look like an Oompa Loompa.
Some
with
people
that
say they
filter.
look orange, but for me, it matches my skin tone. Let us know, guys. 4215 Durat Salat. Now,
what is your favorite filter?
What is your favorite? But we did just get a text message, ladies and gentlemen, and this person does say Snapchat is officially not a social media platform, it's a camera. And that is from someone that goes by the name of Aisha. Thank you, Aisha, for your input. I wonder who that could be. We're going to be taking a short break, but when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot in store for you, but we're going to leave you with a song, which is called Beggin'.
How do you tech? How do you tech?
It is the weekend, and we all love to do some retail therapy at the end of the week. But let's not overspend as we do that. And even though using a credit card and going online and doing Apple Pay can definitely cause us to spend more than we should have and not necessarily think through, since it's not coming literally outside the pocket physically. But Android and even Apple have created some ways for us to budget our spending. And there's a new feature on Google called the budget feature. It may not, on Android, called the budget feature. It may not be as new as we think it is, but a lot of people actually don't know about it.
Now, I do think it was getting revamped.
Yes.
They were revamping the app. Now, we've seen a lot of people. Me personally, I do not carry cash with me anymore.
Same.
And very rarely I would have my wallet. I would always be using Apple Pay, and a lot of people use Samsung Pay as well. So kind of tracking your transaction is very important, especially when you're using your, it just feels different. You don't have to swipe anymore. The physical feeling of paying is kind of dead now because all you have to do is put your phone on top, ding, and you're good
and
to go.
And that's it. You're good. No change in return. You're not waiting for change. You're not waiting for anything. You gotta go.
But this feature is very important, ladies and gentlemen, because why? It's going to show you what you've paid and how you're using and how is your consumption being used daily, weekly, and monthly.
Yes, indeed. Especially if you are a regular customer on the Android Play Store, this will come in handy for you because Google has now created a new budgeting feature on the Play Store that gives you basically a maximum. So you can establish a monthly maximum that you don't want to get over. And you have this much to spend every month on digital content. You cannot exceed it. So this applies to applications, to games, to movies, shows, ebooks, and so on. And whenever you are close to reaching that budget limit, you will get an alert saying that you are coming near to that limit and to ensure that you are not going over it.
Now, Android users, get your phones out, ladies and gentlemen, because we're about to tell you how to enable this feature and how to use it to its full potential. So you can access it like this. First, what you got to do is open the Play Store on your Android device, bring up the left side menu, and then go to the Accounts section. From on there, you should see a Purchase History tab, and then you're going to see the Choose the Set Budget option. Enter the amount you're comfortable spending on your apps, music, movies, TV shows, and whatever for a month. Then hit Save, and then your budget can always be adjusted or even removed from the same screen. So basically, they're your personal finance planner.
Basically. And this will definitely come in handy for all those kids. So because parents this way can actually set a budget for their kids that they can't exceed. This will teach them about financing, but will also help them make sure that their credit card is not just being spent on games and apps and movies.
Budgeting is very important. Some people have a set salary and they need to live month by month and have some savings. So having a budget is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know, 4215 what kind of financial planning apps do you use? Or go to our Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special shout out today for Future Talk's a very young listener, Lamar Riyadh,
Yes, indeed.
who is turning 11 years old.
Happy birthday, Lamar. We wish you the very best, and I hope you have a fantastic day. It is the weekend, so go ahead, do some retail therapy yourself, have some fun, and make sure you connect with your friends and loved ones, even if it's done a little differently because of coronavirus.
Yes, indeed. Do keep in mind to be safe and distance. Hope you have a wonderful birthday, Lamar, and hopefully one day we'll have you on the show. But Pulse 95, ladies and gentlemen, is coming to an end.
Yes, indeed. It is the weekend, and we definitely are not leaving you on your own. We're going to be keeping you in the safe hands of the Dream Team. Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah will be coming in with their weekend recommendations, giving you all that you need to know about what are the best movies and shows to keep you entertained this weekend.
Yes, indeed. We're signing out and jumping into our spaceship, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to ask you, Omnia, how do you sleep?
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.